Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and I'm back to bring you a cool video today. Those of you who've been watching my channel, you know that I love to alter old clocks. And this is actually an old clock that I found at my favorite thrift store. I paid a little bit more for this one because it's actually a bigger one, and it has more more size to it for sure than the little alarm clocks that I do. And I also have a small one that I'm going to be doing as well, but this one I've been looking forward to altering for a very long time. I've had it for well over a year now, and I've just had it sitting kind of waiting for me to get inspired before I did this one. And I am inspired, and I'm looking forward to getting this one done and hearing what you all have to say about it. I've got a whole bunch of different things that I'm going to be using in it. I have an image here that I'm going to put inside it. I have some fairy lights that we're going to put in there. And these, you guys know that I cut all of the windows out of the envelopes that we get bills and things in, because these are so awesome to use. And what you can do with those, I turn this into, I cut the edges, and then I take my little punches, and I don't have one of my punches sitting in front of me right now to show you, but I take my little punch and I punch out the edges. I've got one with this design in it, and so I punched these two out of this design, and then I have another design here that I use as well to punch around the edges, and look at how lacy and beautiful these look. And then I took it a step further after punching these and added some distress inks. So these look really, really pretty too. So you can do so much with these, you guys. Don't throw your envelope windows away. You have to keep them. Get yourself a punch if you don't already have one. I'm looking around my table here to see if mine is anywhere nearby, and it's not. I've got it put away. But if I can, I'll look for it if we've got extra time and show you guys how great these are. If not, what I'll do is I'll do a separate video, and I'll punch one, and then I'll do another one where I distress it. To distress these, I just use these distressing inks. This one I used this Ranger Adirondack Earth Tones Cranberry. And then on this one, I used that cranberry, and I also used this Memento Luxe, and it's Espresso Truffle. And that's how I got this one in those two colors. So these distressing inks are cool. I've only recently started using them, and I've had these. I got these in Happy Mail, and I'm so glad I did, because I wasn't using them, and now I am, and I'm super excited about it. I love it, and I didn't know that I would love it so much. So anyway, this is our clock that we're going to be altering. I'm going to back you guys off just a little bit here so that you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing in my work surface here. I've got some flowers over here. I've got some images and things that I'm planning on using. We'll just see how this all goes. Now on the back piece, I have not painted this yet. I will be painting it before it's all said and done, because it comes off really easily. And I may or may not paint it. I don't know. It depends on how much work it is to do that without messing anything else up. But I know I should have painted it, and it's got a little bit of paint on the back. In fact, I will paint it. I'll just take my my Just Paint, this literally Just Paint, and I'll use my sponge brush like this, and I'll just go back and dab the paint on the back, and so the back will also be white. So anyway, so that just goes on the back. It pops right on there. I took all the innards out and I did paint the inside of this white, and that's what we're going to be decorating. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little circle as my guide to that being the top of this piece, so that I know which way I need to decorate. So first off, I'm going to set this up, and I'm going to put this stuff on the back of this. And what I want to do is I want to take this image, and I need to take a little piece of paper towel here, and I'm going to wipe this window on this envelope clean to make sure there's no distressing ink on the plastic that's on the front of this window envelope, because we want it to be fairly clean. And I mean, it's okay if there's a little bit on there and it kind of makes the image a little bit more distressed, but I'm not looking to really make that the priority. And I'm just going to have her sort of peeking through the window just like that. So I'm going to cut her down. I know I hate to cut my images, but I need to know which side. I want the other side to be more what I have showing here. So I'm just going to kind of size this up so that it's not sticking over the lacy part. And I'm going to cut that right about there. That way I know where I want to make my cut line. And then I think what I'm going to do is I actually am going to use a little bit of that distressing ink to kind of distress the bottom of this, so that, because that's going to show a little bit, and I want it to sort of blend a little bit better anyway. And the best way I can think of to do that is to add some of this sort of in the bottom there, so you can see how much that changed that, just that little bit. I'm going to add some of the cranberry as well, and then I'm going to try and keep my hands off of it, because this stuff takes a while to dry, you guys. It's not something that dries super quickly, just so you know. I found that out after doing it and then expecting it to be dry right away, and it wasn't. And I had this stuff everywhere. Okay, so we've got her sort of distressed at the bottom, and it just kind of blends into the flowers a little bit. So that's kind of what I was hoping to get out of that. And then maybe I'll take her and round out the top of this as well. I love these images. This is one of my favorites. I got these a long time ago when I was doing a lot with images, and I used to shop at some of the Etsy stores that carried digital images that I could buy and print myself. And so that's sort of, you know, what I did here. I was able to get these, and I've had them forever. I could not tell you today who I bought them from, but I know you can get on Etsy and look for vintage ladies, images of vintage ladies or what have you, and you can find stores that will carry some of the same ones I've got, or other images that are similar. You might find some you like even better. So she's going to go in there just like that. I kind of wish, you know what I think? I'm thinking here. I know I think too much. I'm thinking if I was to put a little bit of white paper behind the image up here and kind of darken it with the distressing inks, that might make that whole top section look better as well. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I've got an envelope here, and I'm just going to take a portion of this out. That way it's kind of similar in texture and everything. And I'm going to cut a little piece of this out, and I'm going to put it going to the top section. So that I can have the dark portion up above as well. I'm just going to kind of round this out a little bit and size it to the envelope here, and that will work great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my espresso distressing ink, and I'm going to put a good amount of that on there, because you guys can see the top of this image is fairly dark. And so if I can get this dark enough, I think it will probably just almost blend right in. It's a little off, well, kind of a lot off, but that's okay. I think it's going to be better than if I didn't do anything. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. So that's what that looks like. So maybe actually if I use a little bit of my cranberry on there as well, and maybe blend it into her image, maybe that will look even better. We're going to give it a shot. I'm going to test the waters here, you guys. And I'm sorry about the lawnmower. My neighbor's mowing their lawn. And so we're going to hear some of that noise kind of coming through. Okay, that's what I'm going to do, you guys. We're good. I'm good with it, and that's what we're going for. So I'm just going to take her and sort of put a little bit of hot glue here, and I'm going to glue her right to that, making sure she's sitting right. And then I'll just kind of cut the edges of this, trim it to match. There. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to attach her to this envelope. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac. Sorry, you guys, I didn't mean to put myself all up in front of you, but sometimes that happens when I have to reach. Okay, so I'm going to just put some Fabri-Tac, and I got to be careful with this because I made my opening really wide on my Fabri-Tac because I was getting tired of having to work so hard to get it to come out. And then I ended up kind of making it a little too wide, but that's okay. Because now I'm not killing myself. My hands just, it hurts them to try and squeeze these bottles sometimes. It's just too much. So I'm learning how to get around their packaging issues. So I'm just going to kind of spread this along, taking off maybe any excess that's, so that I don't have a lot of squeeze out coming up behind it. And this Fabri-Tac gets really tacky really fast. So which end do we want to be the top? We're going to put her this way. Looks like a Band-Aid. And then I'm just going to position her the way I want her to be and finish pressing her down. I'm going to take a little bit of a paper towel to do that so that I'm wiping off the excess glue as I'm pressing. Oh, almost ruined it. Okay, so she's in there nice and cozy, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put her sort of, hold on, I got a little bit of squeeze out that came through to the top of this. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Okay, so I'm going to put her right about there, a little bit off to the side. Actually, let's see, how am I going to do my other side? I'm going to put her off to this side. So I'm just going to take my hot glue and I'm going to go around. And I know normally I would not use my hot glue for this. I would use, let's see, where's my centerpiece there? Okay, and this way I can stay focused on which direction everything else needs to go in. I don't have to necessarily worry about the ball on the back of this thing. So that's on there, looking very pretty. And now I'm going to take some of my other stuff. I have this Love, Peace, Joy. I'm not positive if I'm going to use it, but I'm going to kind of look and see if this is something that I want to put in here. The only thing about it is the handwriting doesn't really match what it is I'm doing with this. So maybe this is going to go more with my theme. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this little birdhouse with the bird in it right there. And there's a method to my madness, you guys. I promise. There we go. And once I get this stuff down, that's it. It's staying where it's at. So I want to put some of these flowers kind of around it, and I don't know if I'm going to use all of them or not. I have to decide. That may be a little too much. Definitely don't want to cover up my little birds because we've got little birdies on here. Yeah, maybe I'll take it kind of going off. Yeah, I like this one down here for sure. So we're going to put this one down in the bottom corner here. Right there. And then this one I'm going to have kind of coming out from where the birdhouse is so that it kind of goes like that. I love these cardstock images that my friend Kim sent me. I've used them in a lot of projects now, and I really enjoy them because they're nice and thick, and the images on them are super vibrant. The colors are just, they really, really look awesome. So I really am enjoying those a lot. And then, let's see, I was thinking I might use one of these butterflies, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I am. So we're going to put those aside. And we're going to put that aside because we're not going to use that. And I think, unless I come up with something else in the meantime, I may, let's see, maybe I'll put this bow kind of in there. If I do, I'm going to do that sort of more towards the end. I don't want to put it in there yet. So for right now, this is what's going to be on the background. So we're going to set that aside. And now we're going to take the inside of this, and we are going to, I still have the original price tag on this thing. I can get that later. Let me see. Hold on, you guys. I'm just taking off this little teeny tag. I've got more of the price thing that I have to take off, but I'll do that later. So what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to put this sideways so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing and I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to take these lights and I'm going to put them around the entire inside of this clock. And you guys, I really think this one is going to come out really, really nice. I think this is going to be a real work of art. At least I'm hoping that's what it's going to turn out like. I think it is. I've got some beautiful little birds that I'm going to be using on it. And that's why I used the little birdhouse on there. And I've altered my birds already and made them really gorgeous. I had already done those ahead of time. One of them I did like last week or so. And I honestly didn't know what I was going to use it in until today. I decided that I was going to use it in this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take just our hot glue, and I'm going to start gluing these lights on the inside. And you guys, please forgive me. I have to put this in such a way that I can see exactly what I'm doing and I can work in a forward motion. So I have to let it sit there for a minute in that glue until that glue hardens. And I'm going to try and get them sort of, I'm going to kind of wind them up a little bit as I go, because I don't want to have to keep going around and around and around. So making sure that I get lights all the way around it, I think this is going to be the best way to do that, and not have to spend a ton of time playing with it, you know. In fact, probably the best thing I could do right now is to turn these lights on so I can see exactly where they're going. I don't know why I didn't think of that in the first place. Now, here's the thing. I hope I'm not going to run out of glue. I just realized that. If I do, I may have to stop this video and restart it when I get glue sticks or get my other glue gun working right. I know that I'm doing something wrong with my big glue gun. I think I thought about it the other night, and I think what I need to do is I need to press the button 2 or 3 times for it to go on. I think that's what I'm doing wrong. So I may be able to get that to turn right on. And I've got this, the thick glue sticks that I can use in that. So we'll be fine there. I've got plenty of those. And then as I'm going around, you guys will be able to kind of see where I'm going with this. I always like to use lights in my altered clocks, if I can, if they're big enough to have lights, because it turns it into a whole different kind of thing. It just really, really makes a huge difference in the finished product. So I love these, love these with lights in them. And yeah, I'm touching the glue, you guys. I have to, but it cools down so fast when you're gluing to metal that it's not burning me. I'm having a harder time just trying to get the glue gun in there right so that it can distribute the glue out. And then I have to make sure also that in doing this that I leave enough string here at the end of my lights so that I can have the switch going to the outside of the clock. Because I want it to be one of those things where you just flip the switch on or off whenever you want to use it. And these are so fun to make. I get all of my clocks at thrift stores. Now here's the thing, I was so mad a few years ago. I was making a lot of these. I made my first one after my mother passed away. And I made it and put a picture of my mother on the inside and some really beautiful rhinestone pieces and stuff like that on the inside. And it was really sparkly and gorgeous. I mean, it's gorgeous. And that's kind of what got me started. I got the idea because I was looking on Pinterest and I had seen a bunch of people have these altered clocks. And I thought, well, that would be something nice to do as a memorial piece and put Mom's picture in it and, you know, just make it really, really pretty. And my mother was such a beautiful woman, and the picture that I used on the inside of it is phenomenally gorgeous. And so that's what I did. And you guys, it turned out, I know I showed it in one of my videos. I did not make that one in my video, I don't think. I made a different one because after that, I really got into making them. So I made 3 or 4. I've made a couple for friends. I did one for one of my friends that I was working with. Her mother had passed away actually about a year, or no, actually not a year. Her mother passed away about 3 years before my mother did. And so I secretly made one for her mom. And oh my gosh, you guys, she cried when she saw it. She was so excited. And so these are something that people, as soon as they see them, they're like, oh my gosh, I should have one for so-and-so. And so I've made several of these now. And I just love them. And everybody that's got them seems to really, really enjoy them. And thankfully, it's something that they're able to see one that I've already made before I make it for them. And it's been people that have seen the one with my mom in it that have asked me to do them for them. And it's almost always their mom. Everybody loves their mom. sure loved mine. Still do. I still talk to her all the time. Let her know how I'm doing. Okay, so that's that. So we've got those lights all the way around the inside. I don't know if I turn off this light, yeah, you guys can see them a little bit better that way. So I've got them all the way around the inside of this. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now, just like that. And then what I want to do is it's going to go out through the bottom. So this is the bottom and this is the top. And I want it to be able to come out through that other piece with the ball on it. So let me just glue this down in here. And I'm just going to leave this sort of sticking out the back while I do the next step. The next step, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using some of my Spanish moss, and I bought this on Etsy, I believe. No, not on Etsy. I got this on Amazon, and I got it when I was making my son's baby shower stuff for their baby shower. Oh my goodness, I wish they weren't doing their lawn next door. And we're just gonna put this around the inside, the entire circle. And this is messy, you guys, when you work with Spanish moss. It's always messy when you first put it in, but then once you get it all in there and situated and it's all stuck down, it's not a problem. But it really makes the piece. So as far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't want to make it without it, because it really makes all the difference in the world. So I know there are some people that don't like to play with Spanish moss because of that. It's just a little messy to work with when you're initially doing it. And I'm trying to make sure I don't have too much of this sticking out the back here, because I'm still going to have to put that back piece back on. Okay, now we're going to flip it a little bit. Break off another piece. This is really nice Spanish moss too, by the way. Wow, it's really, really a nice, pretty green. It's not too, sometimes you can get it and it's a little bit neon green, and I don't like that. I like it to look more of a dark, deep, mossy green, which is what this is. It's the color that moss should be. You know, when you see it and you see the pictures of the homes in like Ireland and stuff, where they've got it kind of growing up the sides of their houses and stuff. I love that so much. Okay, so that is the end of my glue. So we're gonna take this other glue gun. Guys, I just can't figure out why this glue gun won't work. Oh, I turned it on. Okay, it's on, but now that I waited to do that, it's not going to be hot for a couple of minutes, so I'm going to turn you guys off, and as soon as my glue gun is hot, I'll turn you back on. See you in a minute. Okay, here we go. This heated up really, really fast. So this is my battery operated glue gun, no cords or anything. It's a beautiful glue gun, but I found, you know, I bought it a long time ago actually, and I paid a decent price for it. decent, when I say decent, a hefty price. It was kind of expensive at the time, but I thought, okay, that'll be worth it because it ran by battery and it recharges, and all I have to do is when I'm done working, I can recharge it for the next time. But I felt like it ran out of steam before I was done working, and that the problem with that is not for the normal crafter. The problem is me, because I craft some days all day long. And I'm using my glue gun all day long. But this thing squirts that glue out so nicely, and it really is a beautiful glue gun. I love it. So I'm going to have to start using it more often, I guess. Just get used to using it for my videos, maybe. And then plugging my other one in when I do my all-day crafting, you know, so that I have it on standby. Okay, so let's turn these lights on, and they do show through. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the lights do show through. We're gonna put you guys in the dark so you can really see the full effect of those lights when I'm done. You're not gonna believe it. It's gonna be gorgeous. Let me get all of my moss out of here. I'm still going to be dropping little bits of it here and there, but that's okay. Sorry about the noise, you guys, but I got to get this off my table because I don't want it to get all over all my other bits and pieces and ruin them. Okay. So, making sure that I'm doing this in the right direction. This is the front, and this is the back. So I want to make sure that I have everything, and I'm going to hold this over my trash can real quick and get rid of all these little hangy things that are ready to fall off. I'm going to shake it a little bit. And then I also want to make sure, I'm going to go around the edges here and make sure that this is all sort of glued down where it needs to be in the back, and that way I can keep it away from that back piece. I'm just going to tuck it all in there. Thing with this glue gun is this glue gets very, very hot. And it only took less than 5 minutes to heat up. So I didn't have to sit here for too long waiting for it, which was nice. I do hate when I have to stop a video for something like that. I sit here and twiddle my thumbs in the meantime. And the good thing about this glue gun is that when I set it down, it's got that battery pack, so I don't have to put it, you know, where it's hanging over something to stay in place. Although I really don't do that anyway. I just lay my glue gun over my paper plate over here, and that's where it goes. I don't have it in a stand or anything like that. I did that for a long time, and I worried about the stand, and I was always, it was always falling over or something, and so I finally decided, why was I so worried about putting it in a stand when I can just lay it down on the plate and grab it and pick it up more easily without knocking things over or the stand falling over or what have you. So yeah. Okay, one more time here. We're gonna dust this off. And that's what the front looks like now. And you can't see it a lot, but in different directions. When I'm looking at this, I can see the moss, but the back isn't on there, so it's a little harder to see at the present time. But you guys are gonna love this. Okay, so now I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be decorating the outside of this. And while I'm doing that, I want to carefully, I wish there was a little opening for that wire to come out at, but there isn't. So I'm going to very carefully put this back on there. Make sure I didn't break my wires. Nope, I did not. Okay. And then what I may do is I may put an extra bit of, in fact, I know I'm going to, so I might as well do it now. I want to put some extra Spanish moss at the bottom of this, down in this section, so that it's kind of coming up onto that image back there. I'm just going to lay some glue on there, and I'm not going to stick it to the back piece, because here's the thing. Well, no, it's not even a thing. These fairy lights, just so that you guys know, the great thing about them is that they have batteries in them, and you can change the batteries out. And they say these fairy lights will last through about 5,000 hours. You know, that the lights themselves will last. So that's a lot of hours, and when we're using things like this, we generally don't have them on, you know, constantly. I know with my night lights and things, I turn them on mostly when I know I've got guests coming over. I'll turn my bathroom ones on, just to add that, you know, that nice look to my bathroom when I've got people visiting. And so, it'll last a very, very long time. And then, you know, I suppose if you wanted to change them out or whatever, you could just layer some on the inside, I guess. And if you wanted to, you could add more Spanish moss or something. But I don't see, I've got bottle night lights that I've had for 3 or 4 years now in my house, and I can still turn them on. I haven't changed a single battery. They still come on and they still light up, and one of them is getting a little dimmer, so I know I need to change the battery. But once you change the battery out in these things, they're good to go. They're bright as ever. So uh-oh. Oh, I guess I didn't hurt it. I didn't see the lights, but I think it's because I covered them up with too much Spanish moss. I scared myself. So some of this needs to go. That was not smart. Okay. I'm gonna put the light button on the inside for a minute here. Because once I put this back on permanently, then I won't have to worry about those wires. But right now, but you know what? I really have to have that on the outside. So We're just going to go ahead and go for it now. Okay. Put this one piece down in the back there where I see a sort of empty spot. And that's it. Okay. So you can see, while you're doing your project, the Spanish moss is messy. And you could put something else in there if you wanted to, I suppose. But I gotta be honest, I think that the moss just really makes the whole thing. If I thought there was something that would be as pretty, I would use it, but there really isn't. This stuff is just the bomb when you're doing projects like this. Now I've got some trims and things. I got some Happy Mail yesterday from my friend Gail, and she sent me 2 enormous boxes of laces, flowers, jewelry, trims, appliques. I mean, she sent me so much beautiful stuff, you guys, and I still have not gone through all of it. Impossible. It's just, there's so much of it. So anyway, she sent me a lot of really, really pretty trims and stuff. And this one is really pretty. It's got pearls in it. I'm not going to go through that Happy Mail right now. What I'm going to do, there's just far too much for me to ever go through all of it. But I will try and do like a highlight, sort of a highlight video, where I can kind of give you guys some of the highlights of what she sent me, because wow. She went all out with this Happy Mail package. And Gail, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I'm already using it. This is the first day I've had it, and I am loving everything and having as much fun going through it and just seeing what all's there. So I really, really thank you, Gail, for being so kind and so generous with your donation to my channel. I appreciate it very, very much. So I'm just kind of going around the edge here, and I'm making this, it's a lace and pearl trim, and I'll show it a little closer up once I get it on here. I'm putting it on there sort of loosely because I want it to be kind of look like it's kind of more free-flowing rather than, you know, just on there perfectly straight. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of figuring out how I want to kind of ruffle it up a little bit. And I got glue on the bottom there. Yeah, this glue gun gets the glue quite a bit hotter than my little one does. So it's a little harder to work with and kind of have to touch it right away to push things down. I've got Band-Aids on 2 of my fingers because I cut myself this morning twice. So I'm sorry for that. I know they don't look pretty, but I have to have them on there. So that's what it looks like so far. And the other thing is that this glue gun is quite a bit heavier than my little one is. And I know I've told you guys I like the little ones because they fit my hands better. I have little hands. Should say more short fingers is what it is. But the good thing about this one getting hotter is that the glue on this metal doesn't set up quite as fast. So I do have a little bit more working time with this glue gun. Okay, and I'm gonna take this and cut it at the top here, but I don't think I'm quite done using it yet. I'm gonna kind of have it go over the top and kind of going back like the first piece was. And then I think I'm gonna make kind of a little bow out of this last piece to kind of go at the top there. But what I do need to do that is have a little something that I can tie around it to put it in place. And I think what I'll do is maybe take a little tiny piece of this ribbon and use that to tie it up. So we're just gonna go like this. I'm just crossing it over at the top because I can't tie this with these pearls. It's not gonna tie like a normal bow would tie. And hopefully this pink ribbon going around the front will look good. You can see my poor Band-Aids, they got all that green on them from the moss. Okay. And then I think what I'm going to do, since I used that ribbon to kind of put this, whoopsies, to put this together, I think I'm going to put some of that ribbon. This is pretty pink seam binding, and it's crinkled. It's the crinkle kind. So I think I'm going to take this and I'm going to make sort of a loose, floppy ribbon behind it that will kind of give it that raggedy, shabby chic look. And I'll take a piece of this again. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put these together, but I do want that pearl one. Oops, I want this one in the back. I want the pearl one in the front. Oh, that's going to be really pretty. Really, really pretty. So let me just get this to the back and tie it in a knot. Just like that. And there we go. We have a nice floppy little shabby chic bow. So I'm just going to glue that up at the top here. This one through a little bit. And then I can kind of move it around after I get it glued on. Fluff it up and do all that good stuff. That looks really, really cute. I love it. I more than love it. Like I said, you guys, I really, really think you're going to love this piece, but that's what it looks like so far. And I hope you guys are going to stick around to see this to the end, because it's really going to be a nice finished piece. Okay, and then for my flowers and stuff, I've got a whole bunch of different flowers, and this pink is not going to go. So I want to stay away from that pink. And this pink actually goes really, really nice. These pink flowers here go really, really nice with this shabby ribbon that I've got on here. So it's in the same family as that ribbon. So I think I'm going to use these flowers, and I don't know if I have any more in these colors. I hadn't decided that until just now, because I honestly didn't take oh, that went through my band-aid. I didn't take this ribbon out until just a little bit ago. Oh, I can see I'm going to have some blisters on my fingers when I'm done with this one. I got a little bit of glue stuck to my clock down here, so I want to get that off of there. It's going to be fine because I'm going to actually have things on it down here, but I just want to get the majority of it off of there. So pretty! Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't even know if I'm going to use this pink flower because it just feels like it's too different. I'm going to go with a couple of these flowers going towards the back. I mean, that glue is bubbling when it comes out of there. It's literally bubbling, you guys. Oh my goodness, that's too hot. It smokes. It actually literally smokes when it comes out. Wow. And I'm holding it down a little bit longer because I feel like, here we go. I'm going to pop this over like that so you guys can see. That's what it looks like so far. Is that not gorgeous? I have to hold it longer because it's so hot that I'm afraid that it's gonna fall off before it actually cures. So I'll put that one there. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so pretty. All right, and then I have some of these other flowers, but now that I kind of started putting those on there, I don't know that these are gonna go. I thought this one would be okay because it's in like gold colors and stuff, and I may use it, I may not. That's what that one looks like, down kind of at the bottom. And it's pretty, but I feel like it might take away from the the shabby chicness of this, and I definitely do not want to do that. And this is pink pink. Originally I was thinking I might want to have some of this kind of coming down the side, kind of like that. Oh, I don't know. I do have one of my butterflies here that I was thinking I might use in it, but I'm going to have to wait because I've got my birds here, and I definitely want to make sure that I get my birds in there. And I've got these white, also some of these white flowers that I can use sort of on the sides as well. So I may just go in that direction instead. Here's a white rose that will look pretty up in with those. And again, the majority of my roses come from Kiki's. A couple of these are ones that I had in my stash. And all of these, oh gosh, I just burned myself again. All of these, like these roses and stuff, these are all Kiki's. And I'm wanting to put a couple of the purple ones because I think the purple ones will be really nice. This is what I don't like about this glue gun, is it gets so hot that the glue just drips. That's what I remember not liking about it. So they don't have my recommendation on this glue gun. It gets way too hot. And I can't adjust the heat level on this gun, so I don't like that about it. Okay, so now maybe what I'll do is I'll take some of the pink and purple and put them kind of down here in the corner. But first things first, I want to figure out where I'm going to put my birds in here. And you can see this bird has that same ribbon on it, and it's got some very shabby looking lace at the top with a couple of little purple rosebuds, and then I kind of decorated her up. I put some bling on her and some stickles in a couple spots. Super, super pretty. She's adorable. But I have to decide, I think she's going to go here at the bottom. Maybe kind of popping out of the inside. And then I've got my other one here that's gorgeous. And she's also in a shabby lace with some flowers at the top. And she's got some stickles on her. And she's a natural bird. This is one from the natural ones that I bought on Amazon not too long ago. And I just think she is incredibly gorgeous. The only thing is she's a little bigger, and she might look better kind of sitting on, whoops, on the inside. She's a little harder to finagle too. She's stiffer than the other one. But if I put her kind of inside, like that, and maybe put this beauty up here on the top. Whoops. I don't know, you guys. Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna, this is where I always have a problem, is getting things like this. They're a little bit, no, the brown one's gonna go at the top. The natural one is going at the top because she looks really good, and she adds just enough variation in color that I think she kind of goes better at the top. And I'm trying to keep the glue from dripping, so that's why I'm kind of moving her around a little bit. And I'm just going to hold her down for a minute because I don't want her to lose her position on the clock. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's so pretty. And then this pretty little girl can sit on the inside. Kind of coming like that. I think that's the way I'm gonna do it. So you guys can see it. She's here, and then we've got the pretty little brown one up here. And this will definitely be in my Etsy shop, but I am going to tell you guys, this is not going to be one of my less expensive items. This one's a little bit pricey. It was a little bit pricey for me to make with all of the bits and pieces. And also, you know, the cost of the clock and everything was a little bit more. When I try to make my pieces out of less expensive materials, I try to keep my prices really reasonable, and I kind of base things on okay, I did put glue on her, on my material costs and the time that I put into each project. So that's kind of how I base my prices, just so you know. But I try to keep everything reasonable. But this one's a little bit more costly to make. So wow, it's just smoking on there. And then when I let go of it, it drips. Don't like when my glue oozes. I tried very hard to let that wait a second before I sat it down there, but I guess I didn't wait long enough. Okay, now to kind of figure out some of our purple roses and where I want to put those. I think they're going to go up on this other side. I'm going to try and not squeeze quite so much glue out of there at one time. Okay. You see me, I'm literally blowing on that glue before I'm putting it on there. Who does that? Okay. And I have another flower that's kind of in that other pinky purpley color. I just don't know if it's going to go. Maybe I should put that up there and then try and put some other flowers around them after that. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, and I have a couple more white roses. So I want to kind of layer these in there somewhere, somehow. And then I am going to layer a little bit of pink roses as well into this, the small pink roses. I'm not going to use that one. I've got these, and I have some of my little white carnations as well, but I don't know if I want to go with carnations on this one. You guys looking at this. So that's where we have it so far. I hope I haven't lost you guys. And let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take one of my, do I want that kind or do I want that kind? I have to look. Yeah, I think I might go with my little pink and white roses right here, only because that way I can put some little splashes of these around the other sections, and that way I've got my little bit of pink in there that I wanted to have, and I've got some of the pink in the butterfly that I've put down here at the bottom. And I think that these little flowers will look nice kind of added in here and there. I'm going to add one right here. And I want to put one in here, up here somewhere. I think I'll put it right there. And this is where I'm just kind of building on what I've already got there and building it out. I like to build things out. And I'm not skimping on my flowers on this project. There's no way I'm going to do that, because this one is one of those projects that you don't skimp on. You do it the way it should be done, and you put everything that you want to put into it because you should. So that's what I'm doing with this one. I'm definitely not skimping on anything. Sorry, I dropped one of my flowers here. Okay, and I don't know if I want to put one of the dark roses over here. Maybe just a couple of the little pink roses right here by the bird. You know, I haven't put any of my flowers on the inside yet. I totally forgot, you guys. Ugh. Let me see. I've got a purple one there. And I do have one in this color, so we're gonna get a couple of these on the inside as well. And I need to figure out where I want to put them in there. I'm not going to put a lot of them on the inside. I'm just going to put a few. Okay. We're going to go with these two. Put that one kind of in the corner. And I'll show you guys in just a second how I've got these back there, but I do have to be able to see this, unfortunately. So that's what I've got so far. Can you see them? right back in there. Let me see. How do I have you guys looking at this? I cannot see this doggone there we go, right back in here. I can't see this viewer on my camera. It needs to be about 12 inches big so that I can see it. Because I certainly am having trouble being able to see it. And that's just me. That's my eyes. They're not as good as they used to be. And we'll take a little one. Put that back there. And a little white one. I'll put that one up going towards the top there. And then I do need to pick out a little bit of bling. Okay, let's get in here and pick out some bling bling. Nope. That looks pretty at the top. This is one of my pieces of bling that I got from Kiki's sale. I'm going to put that at the top near where the handle is on the clock. And let's see. I don't think I'm going to go too crazy with the bling on this. I do want to put something back there by the picture of our little Victorian lady. Okay. Let me just tip her back a little bit. And of course my hand is covering up where I'm trying to see. I've got a good spot for this to go. If I can get it to not drip before I get it in there. Okay, and then let me see if I want to put one of these applique flowers in there somewhere. That's a really pretty one. Maybe the lacy one. Oh, yes. We're just going to put this pretty lacy, dangly applique. This came off of a lace trim. And this is one of the things that I got in my Happy Mail yesterday. And I saw it, and I only got one of them, I think. And I saw it, and I thought it would look really nice with this project. So I was right. Okay. Oh, so pretty. It is so pretty, you guys. And then I think I'm going to take a couple of my purple rosebuds and add those into one spot here with the flowers. I'm going to see, do I want to put it on the inside or the outside? And if I may actually use the other two that are left there on the opposite section. If I put these on the outside, put those on the inside, or vice versa. I think those look really pretty sitting next to the bird on the inside. So I'm going to drop these 3 on the inside. And here, with all of this decorating going on the inside here, I'm praying that I'm not covering up all my lights. I know I'm covering some of them up. It's a given. It's just, that's what happens because I can't really prevent that. But I'm hoping I'm not covering up too much of the lights. And I'm hoping that we're going to be pleasantly surprised when I turn the lights off and show you guys the final piece. And you can see I've kind of ruined my pretty sparkly table topper there, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm completely okay with that. Actually, that piece looks really, really pretty right there. We're going to add it and I'm going to hold that down for a minute really well, because I do not want it to come off. I'm just praying that I got all the glue in all the right places so that it will hold. And, oh, shoot, I forgot one of the most important things, my key. This key needs to go on here. And let's see, do we want it to go on the inside or the outside, guys? Looks pretty on the inside, but I know it will also look pretty on the outside. I was kind of planning on putting it on the outside initially, but honestly, I think it looks better on the inside. But doing that, I'm covering up some of the other stuff on the inside. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'll put it going in this direction. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's just going to stand up sort of in the back there on the wall. Yeah. So let me get some glue. Which way do I like it best? One side is a little more distressed than the other side, so I like that side. So I'm going to put my glue on the back side here. And pray that I can get it in there and in the right spot to begin with. There we go. Okay, you guys, I think I'm done with this, and I hope you guys like it. And I'm sorry that you couldn't see the whole thing while I was working on it, but this is with the lights on. Maybe you can see it a little bit better without that one light on. I know my overhead light sort of sends a glare over her image. There you go. So there is one more thing that I'm going to do, and I have to do it because it's what I do. We're going to put some diamond dust on this, and that is providing that I can find my jar of diamond dust because I've got so many things going on over here. Where did I put it? Here is my Twinklets diamond dust, and we're going to put that on with, I think we're going to use, do I want to use glossy accents or do I want to use my glue? I think I'm going to use my glossy accents. And let me just start going to town with this and getting it all over these flowers. And I'm going to let you guys watch this part because I can do this sideways. And I'm covering these rose petals pretty well with this glossy accents because I really want to get a decent amount of the glass glitter on some of these bigger roses. The little ones, not so much. I'm not worried about getting too much on those. But the bigger roses, I want to make sure I get a lot of sparkle in those. And I do not think I'm going to use my stickles on this. If I had my pink stickles or my purple stickles, I probably would. I know I would, but I don't. So I'm just going to leave it with the diamond dust on this one. And leave it at that. I know I've got some stickles on the way coming to me. Some purple and some pink and some other colors, and so I may not post this video until I get those stickles, and you guys will find out in the still photography whether or not I got them and put them on there. So that might be a surprise. If you see the photos at the end and you don't see any stickles on them, then you know that I decided that I was just going to leave it with the diamond dust. And I'm completely okay with that. I love diamond dust. I think it adds so much to my projects. And I really, really enjoy it. And I know a lot of my customers that buy my pieces, a lot of times some of those customers buy my pieces because of the diamond dust. So, because to them, it makes the difference, you know, in the piece that they want. So, I've even had people say, you know, order something and know that there's no diamond dust on it, and then ask me would I put some on it before sending it to them. So, I will absolutely do that. So, if you guys have a special request and you want me to add diamond dust to something that I didn't add it to, just ask me. I'll add it on there before I send it. I don't have a problem with that at all. At no extra charge. I will not add to my cost or your cost because I'm putting diamond dust on there. I won't do that. Doesn't cost me anything but a couple of minutes time and a tiny, teeny amount extra in the cost of the diamond dust, but really it's nothing. So so if you're wanting something and you know that I don't have it on there and you want it on there, just ask me, send me a message or what have you, and I'll be sure and put it on there for you. Okay, now my husband decided he wants to do some yard work, and he's making all the noise out there. But we're almost done. So that's okay. All right, let's get this Twinklets diamond dust on there, and we're going to be all set and ready to go, you guys. I'm going to use my tongue depressor here to sprinkle this on. I'm going to put a decent amount, making sure I cover all the roses, even to the back. I'm just getting the outside flowers first, and then I'll get to the inside. I didn't put any on the flowers that are on the butterfly. Let's see. I'm going to just kind of turn this to the side so that I can make sure I get it on the sides and the edges and all those good places that it needs to be. And I don't know why I closed up the glossy accents, because I did miss, oh, we've got a drop of glue right there. I thought it was a drop of glossy accents and it was glue. I have to cut that off. Let me get some more on there. And we're going to go ahead and put some on these flowers too. Just a little bit here and there. I'm not going to put a ton of this on there. If you're going to go with the sparkle, you got to go all the way, right? And I wanted to put a little bit on the key here too, just so that when it kind of reflects or turns or whatever, you can see that sparkle in the key as well. Okay. I'm going to have a lot of diamond dust to shake off this thing when it's all said and done, but that's okay. I wanted to make sure I got enough of it on there. I got to cut this little piece of glue off of here. I wanted to make sure that I got enough of it on there so that it really, really sparkles like the dickens. And what I'm doing now is I'm just tapping down the glass glitter so that we don't have a bunch of edges sticking up all over the place and splinters. All right, let me get on the inside and tap it down a little. That way we know it sticks. All right. So that's the piece with the glass glitter all over it. Let's see if this helps to get a better shine or better showing of the glitter. There we go. I think you guys can see the shine on that now. So that's all glittered up. Super duper pretty. And then I'm going to turn the lights off and give you guys a look at it with the lights on and my lights off. So let's get that done, and then we'll be done with this project. So now we're in the dark. Ooh. Okay, turning it on, making sure the lights work. Okay, and I don't know how well you guys can see that, but I can see the lights showing through on that. You can see they're kind of in the sides and stuff. It gives it, what it does is it gives it just like a bit of a glow. See, you can see those in there. It gives it just enough of a glow that it just looks stunning. That's all I can say. It looks really pretty, and if it was a little bit darker in this room, it would show up more, but I will make sure that when I do my still photos that you guys can see just how pretty this looks with those lights on. It's stunning, just stunning. You know what? I do have one more thing I could try and do. I'm going to try and close my door here, and maybe that will let a little less light in. I think that darkened us up a little bit. Problem is I've got a window. It's got blinds on it, but I've got a window right behind me, and it lets a lot of light in. So anyway, that's about as good as I can do it for now, you guys, but you can see the lights are on the inside. They do reflect down, and it looks super duper pretty. And whoever gets this, I mean, this would make an amazing gift for somebody. Let me tell you, somebody would be absolutely thrilled to get this. I would. I wish somebody would make one and give it to me. That way I wouldn't have to sell it. Anyway, isn't she beautiful? It's just one of those things that I love to do, you guys. It's one of my favorite kinds of crafting, is doing these clocks. And this one, I'm going to say with all 100% confidence, this is probably the prettiest one I have done yet. I'm super happy with it, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed doing the video, and I think actually now you guys might actually see more sparkle in this with just that one little light on, as far as the sparkles go. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wish that I could have made it more visual for you guys so you could have seen more of what I was doing in this piece. But hopefully you got enough of a view that you got the gist of it. You got what I was doing and all of that good stuff. Did I turn my lights off? I think I did. Yeah. But anyway, super fun project. Go get yourself an old clock and alter it, you guys. This is so fun, and it's so relaxing and therapeutic. And imagine this with a picture of one of your loved ones in there, maybe your grandkids or something, and you decorate all around it. I think the sky's the limit on what you could do with this project, and I would love to see what you guys do. If you make one of these, please, please, please private message me and send me your photos. And if you are really willing, I would love to post your pictures in one of my YouTube videos. And I can mention your name or not mention your name. You just need to let me know if it's okay. But I would love to post your pictures either way. So anyways, you guys, thanks so much. Thank you to all my subscribers who have already subscribed to my channel. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and mark it so that you will get notified when I do future videos. And God bless each and every one of you, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thanks, you guys. Stay tuned for pictures at the end. Bye-bye.